Hello everyone and welcome back to the Bassendean Bowls Club for the women's final in the Bowls WA Dynamic State Singles for 2023. Clive Adams here, joined once again by Peter Harris. G'day Peter.
Good afternoon this time. Yep.
Yes, and this is going to be a fantastic match, no doubt. Kerry Anderson about to get us underway. She takes on Irene Arndt. Both of these players have been here before. They've been a runner-up in recent years, not too long ago, and so that experience will hold them in good stead here.
Yep, so they're both predominantly draw bowlers, so if you like good draw bowling, this will be the game to watch.
They're both really liked people as well, aren't
Yes,
they?
they
They're
are.
both very popular players on the scene.
If you're not from one of their clubs, it'd be hard to pick who you're going for.
Yeah, it would. It would. Kerry just overdoing it slightly with the first there for weight. So, no, this is going to be a very entertaining match, no doubt about it. And as you say, I think once the players get the opportunity to really find the ring, no roll-up here, as Irene has nailed it with her first. Once the players really settle in, I think this is going to be a high-quality match.
They were both a little bit, I'm going to say up and down in their semi-final, but they had periods of, I think Irene's second half against Chris Ace-Watson was particularly good, but Chris did have a lead there at one point, and then suddenly it turned around.
Whereas
Kerry led all the way, but, well, practically all the way, but did get a few wobbles.
Certainly, but experience perhaps in the end paid off. Certainly, Deb Saunders can take a bow for her first foray into this level.
She's made her work really hard, which is all you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the best in the business looking after us from a marking point of view, Sharon Mercer, and she's marked a lot of the top games at the Australian Open and Australian Championships,
yep.
So she'll definitely look after us from a marking point of view. Men's semi-finals are underway as Kerry's just overdone the correction here, so just struggling to find the range early. Big opportunity now for Irene early in the match. 2 shots apiece between Cody Packer and Shane Knott at the moment, and it's a 3-1 lead to Blake Butler over Todd Weir. That is our men's semi-finals. So, going to be an interesting couple of hours as we find out our women's winner, and we get closer to our men's singles final as well, which we'll have for you a little later on in the day.
Yeah, so this is an important bowl. This is Kerry's last bowl, so yeah, you don't want to be 3 or 4-0 down first end. It's not ideal.
No. 25 up, of course, so a long way to go, but 25 up's the journey. Now, has she overcorrected again? This might be struggling to get there.
I think it is.
Well, this is going to be a big collect for Irene on the first end. Over a metre of room to draw a fourth. Well, has Irene given this enough?
Well, if it is, it's only just, and no, it won't.
Well, Pete,
no.
In terms of momentum there, so Irene misses that last chance, and she scores 3, and it's a good 3. But if you're the opposition there, you sort of go, well, you sort of let me off, didn't you?
At least it wasn't 4.
Yeah, you sort of think, well, gee, I should be 4-0 behind. I'm not.
It's all the state of mind.
A little bit of a sway.
It's all the state of mind. Yeah, I don't think it'll worry Kerry. She knows there's a long way to go.
Neither player taking very long to get their bowls on the way either. It's not too much mucking around here.
That's good. Quick game's a good game.
Irene with a very nice opener again. Irene from Safety Bay, of course. Kerry Anderson, Mosman Park, but Shackleton as well.
Yeah, it's all very much a country girl. Obviously, the farm.
And a wonderful stalwart of our
there.
sport.
Oh,
a wonderful contributor to our sport.
She's done everything.
Yeah, she has. Playing and administratively.
Playing, administration,
yeah,
selection. There's not a lot she hasn't done.
And still working hard at the Mosman Park Club as well.
Yep.
Had the pleasure of meeting with Kerry and Lisa and the committee at Mosman Park earlier in the week, going through all of their plans. Now this hand was different for the men when we saw in the quarterfinals. This hand was tricky. It tended to be quicker, and it held. And it's interesting that the first bowl has landed where it is, the first bowl we've seen out there.
Well, Kerry's a leader from way back, so her preference would always be not to change hands.
Yep.
That'll be her default.
Yeah, has she found another metre of weight? She's not far away.
She finds a hole, she has, hasn't she? There we go. That'll settle the nerves a little.
Beautifully played.
Because no matter how many times or how long you've been playing, there'll be some nerves about a state singles final when you haven't won one.
For a title, absolutely.
You never know when you'll get back. They're hard to win.
So for those just looking at the difference in the bowls, so you've got Irene using the blue, the lighter coloured bowl, and then you've got Kerry using the darker coloured bowl with the white stickers on it. So the white paddles are referring to Kerry's bowls. Needs a land here, does Irene. She's close, just on the inside. Plenty of Safety Bay people here.
Yes.
That have made the trip to support Irene.
They're good supporters of their club members when they do play in final days.
Now can Kerry weave her way through for another one here? Certainly wouldn't put it past her. Very close again.
Weight looks pretty good again.
Needs that clear run again, Pete.
And not this time.
Didn't quite. That was perfectly weighted.
That was...
And this is the trouble with that hand. You tend to overcorrect. Is she still going to find a way through? Not quite.
Oh.
You can tend to overcorrect because it wants to hold when you get out a bit. You just got to be careful you don't drop it too far underneath in trying to correct.
I suppose, yeah. Really looking at where it finishes because they've both finished under and on the line, so...
Do you think Kerry takes a look at that hand here, or does she stick with her backhand trying to draw through her own bowls?
I would think... I mean, to read her mind, I think she'd rather be staying where she is, but I would think you nearly got to just beat your own bowl, don't you, on that open hand? Unless she thinks she can get around them to count. I don't know if I'd be playing through them. Oh, yeah, she's... Those 2 rolls of her own does get her in.
Well, is there a path? That's the question, because she's in amongst them.
She might slide underneath with it. Oh.
That ball rocked.
She tried.
We assume it hasn't moved. Sometimes when you rock bowls, they do move.
It did shimmy, but...
You wouldn't think that would have gone far enough to change anything, although Irene's having a good look.
Good look, but given the mat as well. So.
Yep. Kerry on the board. 3-1 lead to Irene Arndt in our women's state singles final for 2023. Proudly brought to you by Bowls WA and Dynamic Sublimation.
And the boys' semis, Blake has jumped away to Blake Butler, jumped away out to a 6-1 lead.
Yeah, but he does that.
Over a title. Yes.
I've never seen a more relieved man inside.
Yes.
I looked at him, he said, "Did you just mutter under your breath convincing?" I said, "No."
Yes.
He knew he got a little bit fortunate. He knew that even his runner to get that shot bowl out, he said, "I was half a bowl off what I was really going for." He said, but still got the result. Healthy crowd here lining the rink. There's still plenty of room if you want to come along and have a closer look. If you're in the area.
Hospitality of Bassendean Bowling Club. There's not many better than Bassendean Bowling Club's hospitality.
Did you grab a Basso burger for
lunch? I certainly did.
They were most impressive.
They are. They are, and they were.
Big shot from Todd Weir over there against Blake. Created 3 shots for himself. Blake's still got a bowl to respond. Todd walked past earlier on. There was just an air of confidence about him. You know, again, we talk about Deb Saunders being the new one to the party in the women's event. It's definitely Todd that's the new one to the party.
Yeah, well, certainly in the boys, we still could have a all Osborne Park final, an all Manning grand final, or we could have another mix and match.
Yes. Nice shot there from Kerry.
Yeah, Kerry's found it going this way this time, so should be happy with that. Owen changes hands.
Just going to drop under. Quite steamy conditions here at Bassendean at the moment.
Yeah, it's quite still. A little bit of breeze, but nothing that's going to change any bowl's direction or anything. It's your fault if it doesn't go close.
Yes. A little quick here for Kerry, so opportunity now for Irene. She sort of found the line with one bowl and the weight with the other.
Although she changed hands. But
yeah, she changed hands, yeah.
Don't let that get in the way. She's out there this time. It's whether it might be too far out there.
So still 2 shots to Kerry at the moment. Opportunity for Kerry to really put some pressure on here and drop a 3rd one in here.
It's a tight line for Kerry.
Yeah, it's probably going to do. It needs to hang on now, though, doesn't it?
Just hang on to her own out there.
Sharon's gone too far, but 3.
Sharon is confident.
Was no hesitation either.
No. So can Irene find the line? She's found the weight pretty well. It needs every roll. Every roll.
I think it's good. It's very good. What a shot. Beautifully played by Irene Arndt. She takes another 1 and leads it 4 shots to 1. Pete, just a couple of weeks off another BPL coming up. Just, what are we, about 3 weeks off?
Yeah, round about
Looking forward to that?
Yeah, first I haven't been to Moama because I was
of course, because of COVID.
Well, I've been to Moama, but not for the BPL.
20th of February, that gets underway.
Yeah, should be good. Same team as last time, which...
Cody Packer back in action. Yeah. Of course, we may see Cody a little later on.
Of course, Blake Nan, who's currently in Victoria.
Winning everything, it seems.
He's having a good old time over there, and he's done well at Moama not long ago.
And a player who we're used to seeing in this sort of match, Christina Christic, of course.
And, of course, Christina. So, just lost a few close ones. Might have changed our finals hopes last time, so it looks those 1%ers.
It's one of those tournaments that comes down to that, isn't it?
Yep.
There's always bad luck stories. There's always just that format. Yeah.
Yep, and there's those little 1%ers. He runs this out. Her line's really good.
Yeah, it's certainly a nice opener.
It's a nice start. Jack high, foot wide. Irene just trying to sneak past her, and she's had a little bit, but not quite enough. Yeah, it's still 1 down, but something to work on.
Interesting forecast for today. It's currently 35 degrees according to the official site. But there's all sorts of talk about rain and thunderstorms and all that sort of stuff in the forecast.
It's supposed to be
not particularly likely at the moment.
No. It's supposed to be like mid highish 30s all week, so wouldn't have thought it's going to...
also forecast a late morning sea breeze, and we haven't really got that yet. So
well, it is Bassendean.
Mm.
It'll be here eventually. So still 1 to Anderson, so... Okay, 2 feet short her last one. She sneaks around it here and puts one onto the jack. It's quite hard to get rid of. Quite hard to be drawn of. I'll get my words out eventually. She's
coming
close
from
to
a
that
good
too.
Angle again, isn't it?
She's very close to this.
Beautifully played. Just uses her own just to land. Didn't really need to.
No, didn't quite get in as much as she would have liked, so it gives Irene a little bit of a shelf, a little bit something to look at. A bit like darts. Gives her an aiming point.
Well, she's on a line where this is going to need to push right up to that gap. Yeah. Is she round?
Ooh,
no.
She's given another one. That'll be 3, so... We'll see if Kerry can add the one that Irene couldn't the first end. Yeah. So they, in a game where these two are so even.
Yeah.
Those little last
similar
3
style
shots.
Of game. Yep.
Maybe the difference.
This looks a little quick. Is it going to land? Well, it does land, but it removes one of her others. So that is going to be 3 shots to Kerry Anderson, and we are locked away at 4 shots apiece. First to 21 now wins it, because it is 25 up, not to confuse anyone. It is 25 up, 21 left for both to get at 4 shots apiece. In the men's matches, it's 5 all between Cody Packer and Shane Knott. That'll be an interesting match. That wouldn't surprise me to see that go 25-23, 25-24, something like that.
Yes.
And an 8-4 lead to Blake Butler over Todd Weir. You'd have to think Blake goes into that one as favourite, being the only player on the green that has won a state singles before. But as I said, there was an air of confidence about Todd. In the end, that first time you break through and make your way into a final, you're very rarely the favourite to do it. The first time you break through to do it, so...
Yeah, he's got a good supporter crew around. There's a few Austin Park people here, so...
Well, what's Kerry done with this first bowl? Because this looks pretty handy.
Stretched it out a bit going this way. She's put the jack on the tee.
Very handy start.
Matt's up a little bit, but...
Well, Matt on the tee, any time a bowl lands between the jack and the ditch, you're reasonably happy with that as a first bowl. Irene with a decent reply here too.
Yes.
Needs it to pull up as well. And it does. Just always seems to be around the place in singles events, Irene Arndt, doesn't she?
Yes.
Plays just a nice solid game. Nothing remarkable about her game, just a solid draw shot game.
Yeah, just doesn't make many mistakes, and other people do. It's dropped a couple of feet short there, Kerry. This seemed to come out of the hand pretty quick.
Yeah, and looks like I think that might, well, down the other end that would definitely go in the ditch. I'm not sure that'll quite get there. Yes, it does. Yes, it just drops in.
Drops in.
Interesting one in that men's semi-final between Cody and Shane. I don't think you'll find 2 more determined players that want to win a state singles.
Yes.
You know, Shane in this year's side series, well, last year's side series now.
Yes, but
it's one of the best series I've ever seen him play.
Yes.
He was outstanding, and a real determination. You know, he was left out of the previous team that was named that never actually went away because of COVID. You like to see people that bounce back and say, well, okay, I'll cop that on the chin.
Yeah, no,
and I'll do something about it.
Showed it meant something to him.
Whereas Cody's been ticking things off his list, and I'm sure for no other reason other than to be able to go home and say to Hayley, I've got one.
Yes. Yes. Great shot there by Arndt. And not a lot of success in singles for Cody until last
Surprising.
Champs.
Yeah.
He's got the game to be very successful in singles, so he won the Champs, but before that, not a lot to speak of.
Tell you what, Kerry, not far away with this.
Just got to settle down.
Not far away with this.
No holes.
Just found the inside line. Still 2.
Yeah, so she's getting. Can Irene add this time?
Well, she's just drawn one on a nice, safe sort of wideish line. And she replicate that. Well, it's definitely not a wide, safe-ish line.
No, it's not a wide line. She needs a little seat on her own.
And she gets it. That looks like that would be 3.
Hold her in there.
3 confirmed. And Irene re-establishes her lead 7 shots to 4. So
clearly made a pack. They don't want to be out here for that long.
So the run rate's up. That is for sure. 11 shots in 5 ends. Anytime it's over 2, that's quite a quick sort of run rate. 1.5 is probably. If we look at that. If we look at that men's quarterfinal earlier on, that was 41 shots in 23 ends. So that was bordering on. That was at about a 1 3/4. But bearing in mind the only one that Blake Butler scored in that game was the last one.
Yes. Yeah, he was shooting the run rate.
And in fact, that might have actually been a 2 as well. It just only goes down as a 1 because it's all you need. And just a touch short there. Perfect line. 7-5 lead to Shane Knott at the moment. 8-5 lead to Blake Butler in our men's semi-finals. They are now 25 up matches. And Kerry's just going to drop short with her first attempt here as well. Gee, it is very warm and very still at the moment.
Yeah.
Not as hot as last year's singles finals, though?
No, it isn't.
I think we were bordering on the scale of 40 during last year's state singles finals.
Bit of, won't be overcorrection if he grabs the jack.
Little edge.
Ran away a little.
If we go on the men's quarterfinal match, this was the harder direction to nail it in. Just seemed like the players didn't quite nail the jack, particularly with the jack on the tee.
On the tee, yes. Okay, needs to stop. Generally, when we're saying it needs to stop when it gets around that jack mark, it's going to go another 2 or 3
couple
feet.
Of feet. Yep.
I don't know if Irene was flirting with changing hands or not, but she's stuck to the same hand.
Well, there's no reason to change.
No.
This is coming from a good arc. How much run's it got?
Much better angle. May well count. I'm hesitant. We're going to find out.
Well, the issue with changing hands is that it changes the weight, I think.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't rolled a bowl on this rink, but it certainly seems it.
Well, Kerry's not changing hands. I'm prepared to put my money on it.
Yeah.
Oh, a little waft of a cool breeze. Better angle, but
yeah, this is running.
But it is running. Actually, a very similar angle. Can Irene find the 2 feet, which will probably turn into a metre?
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's...
She's played this well. She's played this really well. That's a great shot. Very well played from Irene. Kerry's going to get down there and have a look at this because I believe it's 2. Yep, 2 it is at the moment to Irene, and she leads 7-4.
Bit of aggression from Packer over there with not 2 bowls. Well, I can't see the jack, so I'm assuming they're very close because I can't see a jack.
Right. Kerry will stick with her backhand.
She will.
A few people just drifting across the back of the rink.
Okay, so that's the last couple of bowls that raced through scared her, and
yeah,
I'm guessing it has. Not a lot of confidence there.
I think if I'm getting the jack going that way, I'm not rolling it to the tee.
No.
But the players haven't. These 2 players wouldn't have had the advantage of having seen the previous game on here, where you probably would think I'm not putting the jack down there. You know.
Yep.
2 it is to Irene, and she now leads at 9 shots to 4. Remembering this is first to 25 for the title, for a first title for either winner here. First singles title, anyway.
Yes, no, they've both got a few titles.
Jack going a long way here. Is that going to pull up?
Might
just. Perfectly judged.
So again, Matt up a bit and Jack on the tee.
Looks like Irene employing one of those cool collars around her neck just to keep the temperature down a little bit.
Yes, lady from Safety Bay will be looking for that breeze.
Yes.
Nice start. Run a little bit, but nice start. Listen, the
angle is a little underdone for weight.
Yeah, the angle is good, but the weight is not.
Just timed that green at around about 17 seconds, so I think that bowl of Kerry's was about the right distance to time too, so about 17 seconds. And Cody has hit that head next door and killed the end, so they'll start that one again. Still an 8-5 lead to Shane Knott over Cody Packer. And wow, Blake Butler, 14-5 leading Todd Weir at the moment.
Packer's on about 33% because he missed the first 2.
Right, yes he did. Nice correction here from Kerry.
This is good.
Nice correction. Pete, of course, we've got more streaming coming up.
Well, we've got a busy month, but next week especially out into the country, which is going to be the old interzone round robin, which is some of the best event country men you'll see for the men up at Denison.
Fantastic that we're able to bring some coverage to you.
So yeah, travelling up on the Friday, and then we'll have 2 games on the Saturday to broadcast. So that's going to be a bit of noise. It's usually a bit of noise anyway, so...
For sure.
And of course we're doing the girls as well, but that's not until March, so there'll be further information about that down at Hall's Head. Another great ball here by Kerry Anderson. So that's 2.
This is look with the green running so slick. You know, that foot away is a good bowl.
Yeah.
Irene needs the jack and grabs it.
Jack.
Wow.
Not sure that was plan A.
Well,
but
it's one of those ones where, yeah.
Not on this pace. But the home crowd likes it, and we certainly... I'd take it.
If you're going to watch a game of bowls, you've got to clap that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, no, definitely.
But I hear what you're saying. It wasn't necessarily... We got the nice cold water here, just being delivered to us, so we appreciate that.
So this is quite a difficult situation now. It's about a foot behind those front two. A bit less than that, probably.
There are players that would go on the attack here. I don't think that's what Kerry's going to do.
No.
There's the plant at the front actually works, but, gee, I think she'll be just trying to draw the shot. There are players that would have fired straight up the middle at this.
I'm hoping she's got a bit of weight on that line because it's quite tight.
She needs to avoid her own to start with. Yeah, she doesn't have the weight.
Doesn't have any weight.
Suddenly, it's another 3 on the board.
Big turnaround that. 2 down to 3 up.
Another 3 it is, and it's now a 12-4 lead to Irene Arndt, and Kerry Anderson's going to be looking to draw inspiration from her semi-final match where she had a similar lead to this.
Yes.
And Deb Saunders was able to come back. She'll be looking at that and thinking, well, if it can happen to me, I can do it too.
Yeah, it's that old, you don't have to do it in one end. You can start getting singles if you want to. Don't always have to have 2s and 3s.
Only had 2 scores of 1 shot in the match, second and third end. Everything else has been multiples, and 3 threes have gone the way of Irene Arndt.
So Jack's around just over a foot off the tee this time. So it's
so it is going to be a busy few weeks, isn't it, with the streaming up there at Denison, and then obviously we'll have the Perth Suns in action at the BPL from the 20th of February, and you'll be able to watch all of that via the Bowls Australia Facebook page and KO on Fox Sports for that one. Great start from Irene Arndt, starting to find her range.
Then move on to Men's Country Week.
Yep.
Men's Country Week, which is always a great day. Hall's Head, the ladies into zone 4s. Metro Ladies Pennant Finals that next week. So it's a big 2 months. Ladies Country Week, and then the men's will finish with the Metro Men's Premier League Finals.
Exciting times. All of that, of course, will be all of the Bowls WA coverage will be via streamer.
Via streamer, so
make sure you set up on that. Set up in advance.
Yeah, you can set up your Bowls WA, I suppose, favourite or whatever it is, because there's lots of other sports on there. A lot of, I suppose, sports at the same level as us who are going to streamer, because hockey and I think basketball's there, and there's a few other sports, lots of other sports. Continually doing upgrades on it because it's only reasonably new. So there's good potential there.
Cody grabs a couple of shots there against Shane Knott to narrow that gap back to 1 shot between the two of them. I think that one's going all the way to the wire. I really do. I'd be very surprised if there's more than about 3 or 4 shots in that at the end. Well, Kerry just overdoing it on that forehand side. It's probably the first time we've seen Kerry out there.
That's right.
And of course, remembering the players didn't have a roll-up on the rink, so there's no opportunity to get the feel for things.
Yes, we do think it's a little bit quicker.
Which isn't unusual for a... No. I mean, it's a ditch side. It's not really a ditch rank. It's a long way in.
Long way in, but it's still a ditch side. Can she find the correction she needs?
Well, the weight is better.
Yeah, I think it's a chance, isn't it? It's just going to pull up. Thought it might have been a little bit better than that.
Yeah, so did I. Still 2 to Irene and... well, she's not far away from this either. Has she got the trip?
She's just got to find a hole.
I just ran into her own. She might have done enough to count if she'd missed that bowl, but still 2. And
Kerry's going to have a look.
I think it has to be forehand.
It has to be forehand.
Just rolling her own bowls.
That's the option of, I suppose, deliberately playing some weight, turning your own. She certainly has that shot in her arsenal. She doesn't play it very often, but she certainly can play it.
I think just floating up there on the forehand, roll her own bowls. If she gets round, she can get to the shot bowl. We just know it's not going to be doing an awful lot to get down to that shot bowl on that side. Blake Butler's just picked up another 3 over there.
Yep, so
I think that takes it to 18-5. I'm not sure whether they're keeping that board up to date or not. So
Kerry's
just giving it a chance, but this will battle to get down. That's the only issue. It just looks like it wants to, but doesn't get down.
Doesn't quite get down quick enough. It's a slow turn.
So that's going to be another 2 on the board, we believe, to Irene, as we are getting a scoreboard update over on the Blake Butler rink, I think.
Yeah, I don't think
18-5 will be the score.
Should be.
And yes, it is 2 more to Irene Arndt right here. So that's a 14-4 lead now. She's won the last 4 ends. They've all been multiples.
Yes.
2 2s and 2 3s. And the foot is well and truly down on the pedal for Irene Arndt here. Remembering, Kerry Anderson can put runs of shots together. 21-4, she beat Lisa Featherby in the quarterfinal. So she can run off shots. Irene's been going pretty well with her first bowl. Yep. This one's just slipped past a little and gives Kerry the chance. Although last time in this direction it was a big trail, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Jack's not quite as far as she has been throwing it. It's a little bit shorter. But, can Kerry find some weight consistency to get back in the game?
Shane Knott next door has elected not to play his last bowl, so Cody's playing it for him.
Has he done a good job?
And
he's made 3.
Cody's got it with Shane's bowl, so
still.
Well, Irene's still just trickling by.
Still an opportunity there. Still a bit of a conference going on over there with the marker and players. David the marker might have done something to the scorecard.
You're blaming David. It might not be his fault, mate.
Well, he's the only one with the scorecard, so he's the only one I can.
Kerry's done enough to grab shot there, but still plenty of room here.
Not a lot of animation there, so I don't think it's a big issue.
No.
There is some confusion.
All right, we'll leave them to sort that out. You can see them in a huddle over there on the rink next door. Let's see what Irene's done with this. Needs to just take a bit of weight off. She looks like she's done pretty well with it.
This is number one.
Great shot. Great shot.
Puts the pressure back on Kerry.
Kerry's not far away either.
She's trying to get down back behind it. Does she do enough?
Well, that falls. Oh, no. Didn't quite fall in. Still 1 to blue.
Didn't fall in, but it was.
If you wondered whether it was warm, my iPad has just decided it's too hot to operate.
Yeah,
so
doesn't like you.
Now Irene's got a little bit more weight on this, looking to land. Does she land? Well, she's done enough to make sure she's got shot. I mean, she had shot anyway, but still just the one.
So I mean, she's got shot by an inch.
Well,
well, that was 9. Yeah.
She said gap, didn't she?
Yes.
Because you do have to. If you say a bowl's short of jack high, you're actually supposed to include the bowl. Because for a bowl to be jack high, it's
front of the bowl.
Yeah, front of the bowl.
Front of the jack.
Kerry close here. She's going to pass on the outside. So it's going to be another one on the board to Irene.
It's another one closer. 15.
We think by 1 inch, as you say.
Yeah.
And there's the confirmation. So 15-4, as you say. Well, the time's now for Kerry. She doesn't want to let this creep out any further.
No.
She needs to string a couple of ends together here. Just get that back to sort of a 15-8 type scoreline. Then she can afford Irene to score a couple more and still not be out of it. Whereas if Irene can get the next couple of ends, it's really going to be a long way back for Kerry.
Yeah, it's really you've got to set yourself little goals, whether it's 15-4, but maybe you can get to double figures before she gets to 17 or something like that.
Yep.
Or
just chip away.
Then get to 15 before she gets to 20.
(9-7) the lead to Shane Knott over Cody Packer. And still 18-5 lead to Blake Butler over Todd Weir.
Nice start here.
Nice opener. Does need to pull up. It's a solid opener though. Pete, the heat rule that's been used this year for the state singles and state pairs.
Yes.
Slightly different look at it in terms of 10 minutes off for half an hour on the green if it gets above 38 degrees. Seems like it's been a reasonably popular move.
Yeah, it's seen in the pairs that it worked pretty well, even though not too many clubs got to the 38, but certainly in the singles there was a couple of clubs that did, and they still finished the games in good time.
Yep, we were off once last week at Manning.
Yeah, I think it was 2 or 3 times at Gosnells, maybe a couple of times here at Bassendean, but seemed to be pretty well accepted.
Is that something that might be looked at from a pennant competition point of view?
I would think so.
Yep.
I would certainly think so, because nobody wants to sit around for an hour and a half, but we want to be playing safe as well.
Got to be safe, yep.
That's the most important thing.
Great effort here from Kerry. Drops in behind, and he's good enough for shot.
Yeah, so if it gets to like 37.5, you're probably hoping it gets to that other half degree just so you can have a 10-minute break. if we want it to go up.
Probably depends if you're in front or behind.
No, some good reports, and we'll seek some feedback from both clubs and players involved.
It is one that generates a bit of discussion.
Yes, and there's no fully right, fully wrong answer. Everyone's got different bodies for a start. You know, people can take heat if they're growing up with it, and some can't. So the most safety is the first point of call, and then getting the games completed is second.
Now, has Kerry done this again? Looks pretty good.
Looks good from here.
Looks very good. Well played, Kerry Anderson. Just what she needs.
Yep.
Work her way back into this match. Looks like a nice acknowledgement there from Irene, and she was stepping up to the mat too. Always love to see games played in good spirit.
Certainly. She's coming from a pretty good angle herself here. She might not quite sweep back enough, but mighty effort.
Fantastic effort. Grabs second shot with that. Cuts it back to 1. Shane Knott leading Cody Packer 10-7. Dave Rankin will be pleased with that scoreline. Always goes in search of his 10-7 scorelines. Actually, speaking of New Zealand, we'd certainly our support and hearts go out to everyone over there that's battling lots of water at the moment.
Floods, yeah, in Auckland.
25 centimetres of rain in a day.
It's hard to fathom.
Yeah. One it is to Kerry, and she closes the gap just a little to 15-5. Yeah, certainly. I know you laughed. You didn't mean to laugh. I know what you mean. But yeah, it's just it is hard to fathom. So those people,
certainly,
if you're struggling over there in Auckland, certainly our thoughts are with you. Kerry just wanting to make sure that Irene was happy with that length. And the sporting gesture there as well. Some players turn around and grab their ball and try and get it on the green as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Of course, the marker plays a part in that as well.
Yes, it's their responsibility to make sure you're not doing something illegal.
Now, Kerry's shortened the length. Can she nail it? Needs it to pull up. Just running by.
Irene might have done something similar here. It's just
looks about the same. Yeah.
Yes, we've just got a bit of a tag team on the markers. Sharon's just having a nice
right.
break.
Okay. Yep.
And
so
Willie Tan has stepped
Tan
up.
in. Yep.
Certainly we've got plenty of markers around here, which is great to see. Great to have them here, so helping each other out. Pretty sure there's nothing untoward, just wants a break.
Nice correction here, Irene. And that's good enough for number 1.
So this is similar from Kerry. I think it's still going to run, or it won't now.
No, caught the land. Certainly not the shot she would have been intending to play, but gave it a chance. And Irene had to wait with the last.
She's not far away with the weight with this one either.
It's probably going to need to touch the jack or land just passing through. Well, opportunity now for Kerry to draw another here, and as we talked about, narrowing this margin back to 15-7, 15-8 before Irene gets on the board again. Switch of hands for Kerry. Might be just overdone it.
Yeah, she
needs to drop in. Well, it'll
yeah,
do.
No, she's sat it again, so works once, works twice.
Once again, you don't have to be all over the jack to score. You just have to be closer than your opposition. On a very short end. This is not a simple draw shot.
No. She's needs a bit of work to do.
Might get back for second.
Get around, get
Is
under.
it going to get down for shot?
She's trying to get
under.
under.
What a fantastic effort.
Big effort.
It'll be one more on the board to Kerry Anderson, and it's a 15-6 lead to Irene Arndt. $11 ends played in the match so far. Just the 4 ends have gone the way of Kerry. For those playing at home, that means 7 ends have gone the way of Irene. 10-9 the lead to Shane Knott over Cody Packer at the moment. And 18-7 the lead to Blake Butler over Todd Weir. Those two men's semi-finals, with the men's final still yet to come a little later on today. Slightly cooler breeze just starting to tease across the green.
It's trying. Just going to work on that last 2 feet there from Kerry.
Interesting where that ball's landed. It's forced Irene straight across onto this forehand side, and we just haven't seen that that's a very easy hand to play. More often than not, that's the sort of thing we've seen happen. It just trickle past on a reasonably good line, but push past. Well played here from Kerry. Just going to drop under, but that'll do.
Weight's very good. So the last ball in front, but it's only a matter of an inch or two, so it won't disturb her draw.
We've seen here with perfect weight, there's actually quite a nice little draw here.
It's just a very slow draw if you've got a little bit extra.
That will have run too far for shot, I think. Yep, still 1 to Kerry. Kerry's had me worried about a wrong bias a couple of times when she's hopped on the mat, and then she just flips the ball over at the last minute.
Yeah.
Not bad here.
Just got to arrive around that.
Just didn't need contact on that front bowl. She got past that, it would have been enough.
She just needs to lose a foot on her last bowl, Irene. Well, this is a good shot here. Very good shot.
Yeah, little edge just was a perfect, just to, in case it was thinking about running on a bit too far, that little edge just worked out beautifully.
It's a 4 to Blake Butler. Puts him to 22.
Within reach of the final now.
The final. Kerry's pretty quick on this one. She'll need a bit of hard luck. Just got too much of it.
Well, I think whether she was quick or wide, I think she was probably looking to sit the shot bowl. So sometimes it's take your pick on whether you were quick or wide.
Yep. Only she will know that.
Now, is this going to hold on? Just under the line, and has perhaps just gone too far to count. I'd say it's just the one.
It's fallen out, I think. Just the one.
One it is, but an important one for Irene. Just maintains that margin of 10, 16-6 lead as she hunts down the title. 25 shots required.
Okay, will she get this jack back to the tee again? That's been her go-to. Mat up about midway, about 8 feet off the tee, and jack towards the tee. No, a bit shorter.
It's an interesting one, Pete, because we're both players having such a similar style in this game. There's not a lot of room to change up tactics too much.
No.
Not a lot of room to move. It's basically backing your draw shot ahead of the opposition's draw shot.
Yeah, you're not going to see either one of them get a bit more aggressive than they normally are, because that's just not what they do.
Yeah.
They just back themselves.
Nice opener there from Irene.
Okay, weight looks good. It's a good start.
Yeah, we'd probably give that a measure for shot at the moment.
Yeah.
Particularly because the ball stood up, it hasn't fallen out.
It's going to make Willie work. Yeah.
He's gone with the measure.
Yeah. You'd think he'd make a decision, wouldn't you? Mark is sitting on the fence.
Yes, Pete.
Yes. This might move the fence.
Well,
no, it won't.
It's drifting under.
Drifting under, isn't it?
Perfectly weighted, really.
Can Kerry just find that extra foot?
Well, I thought it might have been a temptation for Kerry to actually switch to the back end.
Yes.
A little bit to play into.
Weight looks pretty good again.
Yeah, it's a good bowl. It's just going to trickle too far, but it's a good bowl. Well, it's another measure.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think Willie's going to change his mind here. Or is he? No. Last bowl shot. I can only assume last bowl shot.
Yeah, seems it.
Unless he's changed his mind on the measure.
Well, Irene's had perfect weight with her first 2 attempts on this end. Can she just find that little bit more line? She's not far away.
No.
Irene Arndt just looking for it to sit, and does so. Great shot.
Great shot. Okay, can Kerry fix it? Because this has been their best end as a pairing.
As a collective, yeah. Todd Weir over there with a brilliant last bowl to nail the jack, so gets his score ticking over, but he's got a long way to come back there. 22 shots to 9, now the score in favour of Blake Butler. Now Kerry has switched to the back end. Looking to turn her own bowl or get through to the shot bowl. She's very much in the area. Well, just drifts under. Wow.
That took off.
Ooh. Well, a little nudge of the jack for Irene, just the slightest touch.
Yeah. And Kerry nearly backhanded it for 2 down.
Has she got the weight to get to the jack? No. So, well, it'll be one and a measure.
Yes. Yes, it will be.
Oh, Kerry's still got one to play.
Can she just find that extra inch of grass? Or 2 feet of weight. Either one will do.
I don't know that this is there. I don't know that she's quite got there with the... There's more line.
Yeah.
But even a little bit of weight, probably. So we know Irene's got the shot. See whether we're going to need a measure, and if we are going to need a measure, we should be getting a chock under that bowl of Kerry Anderson's.
Happy with one?
Just one. Irene Arndt moves to within 8 shots of the title. Kerry Anderson must score 19 before Irene gets those 8. This battle between Cody Packer and Shane Knott looks like it might be the long match of the set that are out there at the moment. But you never know. Kerry starts charging back into this one.
If Kerry is to win this, then this will become the longest game.
Yes. Now, Irene sent this jack right down to the tee again.
She has.
Cody just drew the shot over there against Shane. Shane was holding 3. So big last bowl from Cody, draws the shot. He trails 10 shots to 11.
This one just needs a bit more. 3 feet.
In this situation, Pete, you've got Blake up 22 shots to 8. Obviously, you want to close out a game as quickly as you can because you want to book your spot in the final.
Yep.
He would know that if he closes that out now, he's in for a long wait off the green.
I think
that's anything that concerns you?
Oh, I just think that's the penalty you take.
Yeah.
You don't want to back off and give Todd a sniff.
Of course not. But you do hear it sometimes.
Yes.
So, oh, gee, I had an hour and a half off the green. It didn't do me any good.
No,
you know?
It didn't. But yeah,
warm conditions. It's probably not a bad thing to have a little bit of time, perhaps, in the air conditioning. Kerry just needs to find a path. Yeah, she's done so. Great shot.
Great shot. Surround sound coming from you from Bassendine. Irene's looking like a similar line, but hasn't quite got the weight, I don't think.
That's all it was. Interesting one for Kerry now. Just needs to avoid that front bowl of Irene Arndt.
The track's probably more around it than under it.
Yeah, I think she's just missed the weight slightly here. Only slightly.
Didn't need a lot more.
Well, it might be a measure for 2. Just the one.
So Blake Butler's closed to 24. 24-8. You expect the end is nigh in that one soon, but stranger things have happened. Irene again doesn't have the weight. Similar to her last. So Kerry really needs to find a line around that Irene bowl. I wouldn't be trying to get under it.
Yeah, well, there's no real way in on the forehand, so that's really her only option.
She beats that outside one.
It's one of those ones you just take it if you don't get back, don't you? You throw it out there, and if it doesn't quite come back, well, all right, well, I've got one.
You beat that jack high one by 2 feet, you're in. So what lines she's taken here? She's taken a wide line. Doesn't seem to have. If anything, she's taken a narrower line. Oh, don't know.
I don't know that that's a good result.
No.
That might be one down. I'll have to wait for confirmation, but...
And yes,
one it is to Irene. It's 3 ends in a row now to Irene, although one that she'll be feeling a little fortunate to have gotten, but 18-6 now the lead to Irene Arndt over Kerry Anderson. Blake Butler currently holding 1. Sorry?
Maybe not.
Yeah, I thought... Yeah, I thought that bowl hadn't been turned in, but maybe Todd might have actually just turned his own bowl in. It's close. Confirmation is that it is 1 to Blake at the moment.
Irene. Nice starter.
Again, just trickling in behind, maybe setting up for that trail again.
Can Kerry put some pressure on here with the first one?
Yeah, that's the issue, isn't it? Kerry just hasn't been able to sort of stamp her authority on this one at all. Just hasn't been able to make Irene really work, you know?
Not often enough, no. Not often enough. So...
And there is a shake of hands over there. Blake Butler has booked his place in the final. Cody actually going over there during his game to shake hands with Todd and say good effort. And
it's a social butterfly, isn't he, Cody?
Blake Butler is in. Well, he had nothing else to do. Shane Knott was rolling the jack. Irene, I told you, maybe setting up for that trail, Pete.
Yeah, that's only a little one. It's very handy. Can Kerry add the probably 4 feet now that was required?
It's not far away.
Not far. It just needs every roll. It's a good effort. It would have been nearly on it one bowl ago, but it's not.
So one men's semi-final is done. Blake Butler is in the final. The other semi-final. It's got about half a game to go.
Yes.
Now, what that does mean is that our men's singles final will be on rink 2.
It will be.
So, just in case you're wondering, Blake will not have the advantage of coming back to rink 1, having already played on it.
Nice shot here from Irene. Run through, but still a very nice switch. Which means we'll have to move... Well, Dean will have to move some cameras.
Yeah.
I'll watch him move the cameras. I think Dean's just handballed that to the better half.
Now, has Kerry got enough to hold this line to the shot bowl? She's very close. Well, she got to the shot bowl, but only enough just to rock it in.
Got the wrong side of it.
That was just millimetres.
Yep.
Just millimetres of getting it on the correct side.
Because it was on the running edge to go straight out and just got the...
And it sets up nicely,
corner.
but the only problem is Kerry's got nothing past the jack.
Yes. Probably in this point of time, you probably need to take a chance or two.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I know you don't want to drop 4 because that's probably game over. But
if you're Irene right now, you're going around the back and you're saying you want to play that. You go for it.
Take your chances.
Yep. So that's exactly what Irene's done.
Yeah, Kerry does need to probably have a look at this, seeing how she is feeling.
At 18-6, you probably do need to play the shot that can get you the 3. Her bowl, Kerry's bowl protects the jack a little bit.
It does.
And she just have to hope that if she does get that bowl up onto the jack, that the bowl goes through a little bit with it.
Yeah, it's probably pretty important. You don't want her bowl just turning onto the jack and the jack running 2 feet and her bowl doesn't. That's the worst result. So you really do need to play that weight that you know your bowl's also going to go with it.
Mm. But not all the way to the ditch.
But not all the way to the ditch.
Oh well.
But just turning it 1.5 feet won't be enough because the jack will go 2 feet if it touches it.
Yeah.
And your bowl won't.
Well, we're not going to have to wait long. Kerry's on the mat.
So she's feeling game. It's
just playing the weight.
She's got some kind of line.
She's very close. Kerry Anderson, what a shot.
That's a great shot.
That is a brilliant bowl from Kerry. Her own bowl's rolled through.
Somehow
and actually,
it's got through.
It actually could have landed on the back bowl, but it rocked up and let it go past.
Yeah.
So looks like it'll be a couple. Brave shot and very well executed, Kerry Anderson.
As I said a couple of ends ago, she can play the shot.
Yeah.
She's certainly got that capabilities, but she just doesn't play it very often.
2 shots it is. Perfectly played. 18-8 now the lead to Irene Arndt. Now we saw 18-8 in our men's quarterfinal.
We did.
And that ended up 21-20, so it can be done.
We did. So she's taken the mat back, and she's going to throw the jack short. So,
who just joined us, Blake Butler has booked his place in the men's singles final, 25-8 over Todd Weir. And our other men's semi-final, well, that is a battle. 12-10 the lead to Shane Knott over Cody Packer at the moment.
Okay, can she nail it and put a little bit of pressure back on Irene? That would be a negative. Just well short. She's very disappointed with that. Oh, Cody's got the jack coming forward.
I think that's actually gone out of bounds.
He wants it out of bounds because Shane's got a couple if it isn't.
Cody's still apologising.
He's still apologising. I don't think Shane cares anymore.
No.
He's got his head down.
You can accept an apology. You don't have to like it.
And the head was down putting the mat down. It wasn't head down anything else. It was just already in the motion of putting the mat down.
Irene just came up short with her first as well. So ball's down now to which player can make the best correction.
Got a little bit more, Kerry, but has she got enough more? Well, it didn't matter. She ran into that anyway, but wouldn't have had enough more.
Ugly little setup now with with bowls to negotiate to get past. No, can Irene float round these front bowls? She might actually be looking under them more than round them, is she?
I think she's sliding, is she?
Oh, no, just caught an edge.
Oh, it's a handy shot. Kerry does do the switch.
Blockers on both sides.
And as we know, this hand holds, so she's got to get her weight right.
Yeah, there's a draw line round the front.
Yeah.
It just has to be perfectly weighted, as you say.
Well, it's good to there, but has she found a gap? She has. And does enough.
That'll do.
Under it is good enough. So So nothing changes for Arndt. She can still slide around that. She's probably got that shot bowl to sit on if she slides enough. Well, I don't know if she's given it enough, but halfway down.
No, because what happens is you start to think, I've got to float round, therefore I've got to have perfect weight, and you just place it instead of playing through the bowl.
Yep. One of those ones, the draw line is around it. So those two actually make no difference because it is around it.
Kerry has pushed this one a little, so that won't play any part. Now,
it looks like there's a bit of a sit there if she wants to.
Well, the sit's worth 3 or 4.
Yeah. So whether she's aware of that or whether she's prepared for that. She's certainly not prepared to take that shot on. Has she given it enough? No, she hasn't. Well, probably a little bit of a missed opportunity there.
I think it's an end both players would be happy to forget and move on. Arndt just checking that out, but it is 1 to Kerry. Kerry will be happy to take the one, no question about that.
1 and run.
18-9 now. 2 ends on the trot to Kerry, although that one a little unconvincing. It was made harder because those first 3 bowls just ended up guards.
Yeah, we're playing curling now.
Curling style, yeah.
That was good curling end, that one. So, Kerry didn't really stick with the short. One end was enough of the short. She's mats up a bit more than what it has been, but the jack is back towards the tee again. So that's probably... Well, the angle's good. Hasn't got the run. Not quite. But you got 2.5.
The game's still there for a player to absolutely start nailing it with their first bowl and really put the pressure on.
If Kerry can find it, there are opportunities. Arndt's not killing it, that's for sure. She's certainly playing better. She's playing a good standard.
Tell you what, as much as bowlers don't like wind, no one would be complaining if a breeze kicks in right now. It is sauna-like conditions here at the moment.
It's nice and still, isn't it? This is not Perth. We've moved states. What are we got? Nearly 2 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. Should be some breeze.
Yeah.
Well, Kerry, again, the track is really good here.
Yeah, this will have enough to get shot.
Just got
Not
there
enough for number 1.
Arndt sticking to that forehand. It's around hers or 2 rolls of hers.
Definitely got a little bit more on it.
She's got the rolling line here and the rolling weight as well.
Up it goes. Perfectly executed. Another 1 on the board to Cody Packer. That match just continues to tick along. 12-11 now. Shane Knott leads Cody Packer in a very close match.
It's just bubbling. It's not steaming. He's looking over. He's brought the mat up to see if he's giving himself enough room.
Well, if I look back to last year's state singles finals, Pete, during my semi-final against Russell Bates, it was a similar conditions to this. It was very, very still and hot, and suddenly the sea breeze came in. Russell found it. I didn't go off a lot, but he found it and came back and won. But it just shows you what can happen.
Yes.
I think I'd like to order that breeze now. Oh, super effort there. not able to quite get into the count. Still one.
Made it quite difficult. Look, there is a hole up the front there, but I'm not sure she wouldn't want to get her own, so it's probably more doing a bit of an Irene, turn her own with 2 rolls. Because she wouldn't want to get her own clean with a lot of weight.
The weather showing 34.6 on the official scale at the moment, and still an easterly.
So she is attacking here, which is interesting.
Oh, this is close.
I'm not unhappy with it.
Oh, just caught the edge of her own. Wow.
It was well played.
Now, I think the answer's no. But does Irene get tempted to look for this bowl?
I don't think Irene does. I think some might. I don't think Irene does. She'll look to turn her own or sit the shot by for 2.
At 18-9, you can argue both ways whether or not you have to play that shot or not.
Mm.
You know, she doesn't have to make the running at the moment. Now, speaking of running, don't know this is quite going to get there. It's just a metre short of what she would have liked. One more, it'll be to Irene Arndt. She leads it now 19-9, just 6 shots away.
She's just edging
from
closer.
The first state singles title.
Kerry's just doing enough to show she's still in the game.
Pete, the winner of this event will play in the Australian Championships
in Perth
at Joondalup.
At Joondalup, correct.
Where'd you go? There you are.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, that's a great opportunity. Home game.
Yep, chance to get along there and practice. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't come along every year.
Lots of home fans.
You'd hope so.
Great shot.
It's generally the last event of the whole thing. So
it's Irene Arndt. The good thing is it's nice and close as well. Safety bay to Joondalup.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's only a short train, bus, and taxi ride, or Uber if that's what you want. Just left that one short.
So there's a big opportunity now for Irene just to find that smidgen more on her first climb around to the jack and really put Kerry under pressure. Needs to find a way past, and does.
She does, and that one.
And beautifully played, and rocked around into quite a nice little position.
Yep. That's where Kerry's really, even if she doesn't get shot, she's really setting it up to give her the opportunity to get shot. Because right now it's a really tough draw.
It's a good effort.
She's certainly
it's a very good effort.
Hard. Okay, that's a good position. Just pulled back on that one.
Tentative with the weight, that's all.
So what's Kerry do? She's
yeah,
changing hands.
This is a tough draw shot.
It's a tough runner too on that hand.
Okay, she's playing a bit more weight.
She's
giving it a show.
Is it going to get
down to it? Just outside it. Was not far away.
She's certainly changed her tactics. It's not a shot she would have played in the first half of the game, I don't believe.
Well, reality, Pete, that's a really hard draw shot, isn't it?
It is. A really good shot there, and you could still be 2 down.
Irene getting a ball past, just in case Kerry plays that again. I think she might go and have a look at this. Yep, there she goes. 13-11 the lead to Shane Knott over Cody Packer. They're going at 1-1-1-1-1 type pace at the moment. Blake Butler already in the sheds waiting for an opponent. Blake Butler looking for his second
state
singles title.
After this game, we will do the presentation reasonably straight away, depending on how long it takes for this one to finish. Just for those out there, we'll get on the green presentations of the girls' final.
And we will cover that.
We'll cover that.
Yep.
We'll get the coverage on with President Doug Kelly. We'll do the. So if they finish after the boys, well then it's pretty standard. Clive will talk to you for a couple of minutes, and then we'll do the presentations. If they finish before the boys, then we'll probably go to the boys while we set up for the girls, and as soon as the boys finish, we'll do those girls' presentations.
Kerry missing well underneath there, so 2 shots it'll be to Irene, and she now leads at 21 shots to 9.
She's on the doorstep, Irene.
On the doorstep? You going with the doorstep?
I'm going
Some
with
go
the
with the
doorstep.
springboard.
Nah.
Some go with the checkout.
She's knocking on the door.
Ellen Faulkner likes the checkout.
She's at the checkout. You've got to pay to get out of the checkout. I'm not paying. I'm just bashing the door till it falls down.
If we go with that analogy, the door's unlocked at the moment.
Yes,
It's not quite fully open yet, but it's
definitely
certainly
not.
unlocked.
No, it's.
It's just been a case of Kerry just not quite able to put enough pressure on Irene here today.
It's where she's got 4 feet. She really does need to get something within that 2 feet range. This might be a good start here.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Nice angles coming in.
Beautifully played.
Certainly more weight on this one from Irene. Whether it stops is another thing. No. It trickles into the ditch.
It had a look, didn't it? It had a look about staying up and then went,
tried.
No, I'm done.
Tried hard. It's a bit like all of us at the end of the day. We try to stay up, but then, no, had enough. Can Kerry repeat it? This is where she needs to find a way to get past. Oh, it's probably a soft tube, but not enough pressure.
Cody Packer grabs one more over there against Shane Knott. They are in for the long haul over there. So they're still halfway.
Well, combined, they're halfway.
It's 13-12, the lead to Shane Knott.
12.5 each.
Now, has Irene done enough to stop here for shot? Don't know. Just kept going.
Trying to get out the back door.
There'll still be one to Kerry.
You would think so. Willie's going to confirm that in a minute. I can see him poised. Still poised. There he goes. Thank you, Willie. There was more weight on this one again, but she doesn't really want the jack here.
Of course, Sharon Mercer did start marking the game. She's still sitting at the back of the rink, so she went out with a little bit of a break there part way through, but she's fine, sitting at the back of the rink, just in case anyone was concerned. As some of that breeze starts to tease through again. It's teased us a few times today. So nice attempt here from Irene.
Yeah, she's got the grass line right this
Nailed
time.
it this time. Great shot. Tucks in behind as well to safety.
That's where Kerry just couldn't quite give us something hard to beat.
Yeah, yep. I thought Kerry might have been tempted to have a little look down there on the backhand and try and land the bowl, but she's stuck with the forehand shot. And looks like she's just drifting under a little.
Yeah, weight's not... Yeah, weight wasn't too bad, maybe still a little bit short.
So one more on the board to Irene Arndt, and now that door opens just a little bit more, Pete.
Yep.
22 shots to 9.
She's got the foot in the door now. Where did she throw this jack? It didn't look like it had a lot on it, I must say. It's interesting. She hasn't thrown this length all game.
No.
So this is a little bit shorter than what Irene has played, well, deliberately played. Kerry's thrown a couple, but
great starter.
She's shown she's not afraid of this length. Can Kerry match this?
Well, it's a nice reply.
It is.
Very close, just out.
Just sets it up for the next one.
You going to take a bit of a break, Pete?
I'm going to take a bit of a break and see if I can round up what I need to round up. Yep. Cool down, relax.
Yeah, enjoy that.
Let me mate behind me here take over and talk some sense.
Thanks, Pete.
I'll see you for the presentations and I'll see you at the end of the game.
All right, Kerry Anderson looking just to drop in here, just on a little bit of the wide side as Troy jumps back in to join me.
Afternoon, Clive.
Just lift that up a bit, mate, so we can hear you. There we go.
Enjoyed my burger at lunchtime.
Yeah,
very nice.
Good, yes. Yes, it's been a very nice display from Irene so far. Troy, Kerry just not quite able to find her range, and Irene's been just there a little bit more often.
She has, and you know she's also managed to trail the jack a couple of times to her advantage when Kerry has been holding shots.
Yeah,
I think that's just ultimately been the difference, hasn't it?
Kerry looking to get down to her own bowl here. I don't know that it'll quite get back, just on the outside. So again, Irene holding one. Chance to add another, and of course we've got an absolute battle going on in the men's singles semi-final there. Blake's already booked his place, and who knows who we're going to get. There could be another hour or so yet before we know that.
Yeah, it's changing almost every end from shot to shot.
Looks like Cody might be holding a few over there at the moment. So we'll keep an eye on that for you.
Yeah, I'd say he's holding two.
So, Kerry, is this going to get down to her own? Still on the wide side by the look. So it's going to be another one on the board to Irene. She's now put 4 ends in a row together and leads at 23 shots to 9, so just 2 shots away from the state singles title.
Yeah, it's been a great effort by her all round.
Well, you know, she was there a few years ago at Manning and lost her final against Christina Christic. Certainly, there's no shame in losing to Christina in a game of singles, that's for sure. And I reckon reckon from there she's just been waiting her chance, waiting for another chance, and that chance has come along today, and she's taken it with both hands to lead 23 shots to 9. Cody has grabbed 2 over there and now leads at 14-13 against Shane.
The first time he's had the lead in the game, is it, Clive?
I think it might be. I was just trying to think back. It's been quite tight most of the way.
Yeah.
So maybe he was in front by 1 or 2 early on, but there's been nothing in it.
No.
And we'd expect nothing less from 2 high-quality players.
Yeah, the wind seems to have sort of dropped off almost completely at the moment as it tries to swing around to that sea breeze, so the conditions are perfect, absolutely perfect for playing bowls at the moment.
Other than being like a sauna.
Other than sitting under here, correct, sweating quite profusely. Other than that, if you're out there, it's probably pretty good.
Both players have just, each time they look good, they just seem to trickle past. It's just, the green, I timed the green at around about 17, just over 17, so it's certainly not easy to nail.
It is. And of course, you know, with the wind dropping like it has, those the turn on that previous narrow side is actually now turning a lot more than it was perhaps prior to that. So this takes a little bit for the players to readjust as the wind drops.
It's going to be interesting. You'd think by the time the men's final rolls around, we may well have that sea breeze, and it might will change conditions entirely.
Yeah, I was sort of
Great
expecting
shot here
it
from
to,
Kerry. And nicely done.
Sort of expecting a wind a little bit earlier than
same.
It's sort of held off.
Still officially on the bomb site is still showing as an easterly.
Right. Yep.
Bowl for bowl next door between Cody and Shane, and as I say that, look at this from Irene. Beautifully played. Crowd goes up. That's one.
How many times has she done that though in this game, Clive? You know, she's a couple of shots down and then either drawing a front toucher or very close to it to rest the shot
when she's
back.
needed them, hasn't she?
Yeah, she certainly has.
Just hasn't left anything for Kerry to take advantage of.
Not really, no.
Kerry in the zone once more with this though. Kerry Anderson just drops under. So, here it is. Championship bowl sitting in Irene's hand at the moment. Kerry's still got 1 left to play. This looks like it might just drop under.
Yep.
So just the 1. There is a little bit of value for Kerry if she wanted to take it on. Doesn't look like she's going to.
Yeah, trail of the jack right now would be pretty damn handy. Seems to be on a fairly good track this time. Oh, a bit wide, is it?
Just tracking by. Look, I don't mind the weight that she had.
Yeah.
Getting down to the shot bowl would have been okay, but it's 1 more to Irene. And that is the last end that Kerry Anderson can lose in this match, as Irene now just 1 shot away. Just a matter of holding your nerve now if you're Irene. Just don't change what you're doing. Sometimes when you only need 1, you can tend to search for that 1. You tend to say, I can afford to play a shot because if I drop a couple, it doesn't really matter. Just continue what she's doing. Nail it with a first bowl.
Yeah, I can't see that happening. I think she's just playing really good, solid
just
bowls
solid
at the moment. Yep.
Oh, and I thought she had nailed it full ball then. Just snicked it on the way past. Kerry's a realist. She'll know that she hasn't played her absolute best in this game, and she just struggled to find that range of weight. That'll do for number 1 at the moment. One more on the board to Cody. Leads 15-13 over Shane Knott. Irene just switching to that forehand side, which is just that little trickier to find.
She's definitely reaching this time, Clive.
Yeah, she's played it well. Just dropping in behind a count.
Yep, it's 2. This is where Irene's been so good this game. Couple down
Third
like
bowl.
this, and third bowl she's
Yep.
managed to find the jack.
I'll tell you what,
Looks like she's close again.
this is very good.
This
is very good.
She's done it
Irene
again.
Arndt. She holds the state singles title in her hands right now. Kerry Anderson's got 2 bowls left to change that.
It's very well played.
That third bowl has been telling.
She has done it time again.
Don't think that's quite climbing enough. Does leave Irene with a little dilemma now. Does she go back to the backhand? I think so. I think Irene wouldn't even mind if she just drops in the way here.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you can see that she wasn't trying that hard.
I think that bowl's given Kerry a bit of a guide here to play a bit of a searching shot through, and she only really needs to get onto the fat of that bowl and roll it 4 or 5 times, and potentially picking up a 3 if she hangs around.
Well, here we go. It's on the way. Kerry needs to convert to shot. Otherwise, it's Irene Arndt's title. What's she got? She's very close. Kerry Anderson.
It's gone under.
I think that's rolled too far. We will just get confirmation. I think Kerry has got the shot, has she? Yes. So the players will just get down there. Players will just get down there and confirm that.
Willie was keeping it a secret there.
Yeah. Well, he was pointing. You've got it, but we didn't know who he was pointing to.
No.
I don't know that Irene's convinced. Irene wants to check it. Kerry is just going to chock her own bowl. Good thinking. And the state singles title falling out on you as you're measuring.
Did she go to the Clive Adams umpiring course, did she, Clive?
And it is 1 to Kerry Anderson. Keeps the match alive, 24 shots to 10.
Well, it's never over till it's over, Clive.
Absolutely. Miracles don't happen unless you let them.
It's quite interesting in that shot there. She played almost a dead draw, but we're probably expecting a little bit more weight to maybe get and sit that bowl back.
Yeah, sit the bowl, maybe turn her own bowl up. No, I'll just draw it.
Then I'll draw it, draw the shot, get the result. Well done. Looks like Shane Knott's holding 1 or 2 over there as well.
Cody just edging off the shot bowl, leaving it as 1 to Shane.
With 1 bowl still to come from Shane. Score there 15 to 13.
Kerry with a solid opener here. It's going to trickle a little bit past, but it's a solid opener.
Really good crowd down here today, Clive.
Yeah. They've all sort of ventured over to the club side where there's a bit of shade. Although we do have a bit of natural shade. The clouds are keeping the absolute sun off.
Yep. Yeah, I was in the clubhouse just before. There's quite a few inside as well, so there's good numbers here.
Still a cracking men's singles final to come. I'm sure that's going to be a spectacle.
Yeah, if there's anyone close by, I'd recommend coming down and having a look.
Shot here from Kerry.
Great shot.
And Blake Butler already in the final. He is awaiting an opponent, and we have no idea who that's going to be because it is 15-14 there. Cody Packer leading Shane Knott.
Didn't really expect anything different in that game, did we? They'd both been playing very well. Tight tussle.
St. Troy, the other thing that great effort that our two champions today can look forward to is that the Australian Championships are going to be right here in WA. So our two winners here will represent WA at Joondalup in the Australian Championships. So nice to think that they're going to be able to have all of these supporters that are here. They'll probably be here. They'll probably be at exactly rinkside for the Australian Championships when it rolls around in October.
Yeah, I'd expect we'd be getting good crowds for that.
So would I. Great shots here from Kerry. Well, she's saying, hang on, I'm not quite done with just yet.
That's certainly what she needs.
Cannot afford to put a foot wrong from here. Sometimes that winning one is the hardest to get. Irene just on the tight side here. Only minorly on the tight side, but it's at least two.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that third one behind there, whether that's counting or not. Probably favourites just two. It's hard to tell from this angle.
Kerry on the backhand side. Looking to nestle in amongst those back bowls.
It's on a very wide line there.
I think she was thinking cover. The only thing is, with only one shot required, you don't really need cover. You almost got to leave that at this point and try and get as many shots as you can.
Yep.
Knowing that chances are Irene's just going to be trying to draw the shot. Now, this is crossing the line, so Kerry stays alive once more.
Well, it's at least two.
Yeah. On our angle, it looks like only two, but we haven't really had a signal during the end, so we'll see whether there's any interest in the third. Well, there is interest.
They are going to have a look.
Kerry once again. It's interesting to see a player that carries chocks. There's not too many players that carry them.
Carries them, I don't even notice it.
Yeah. Now, can assume that it must have beaten that one.
Two, I think.
Two is the call, yep. 24-12. Still support for Kerry Anderson on the sidelines. One shot required still for Irene Arndt. Looks like it's close for shot next door between Cody and Shane. I'd probably favour Cody's bowl, but we're not on a great angle to be able to call that.
Yeah, probably from this angle, Clive, I'd favour Shane to be holding shot there.
Well, you've got a slightly different angle to me.
2 feet.
Slightly higher. Slightly higher and a little bit to the left.
Yeah, well, that's true. Slightly higher, what, a foot? 3 foot standing up.
Actually, our regional bowls manager program looks a bit like Twins, doesn't it? The movie Twins. I don't know if you fancy yourself as Arnold Schwarzenegger, but...
slightly different build.
Well, right now, all it takes is one bowl from Arndt to be the champion. She's just got to find that bowl.
Be good enough for a shot.
Yeah, well, Kerry will not give up. That is one thing we know. It was one shot to Shane Nod. 15 all. Your angle proved better. Is this pulling up for Irene? Has she got the jack? She's nailed the jack.
Done it again. Good bowl.
Kerry switching to the forehand and playing a bit of weight to try and land the bowl or trail jack. It's a tough shot there. That won't get down. Kerry has one bowl left in the shoot. I think for Irene it's pretty simple formula. Just get another one around the place.
Yep.
She's also switched to the forehand. Interesting choice to do that. Maybe backhand without setting up any target might have been the way to go, but
yeah,
looks like she's working
around
past.
The back.
Yep.
Yep. Intelligent play there.
Here we go. Can Kerry save the match once more? It's on its way. Must convert for shot. Must convert for shot. She's close. Just dropping under, and that is it. Irene Arndt takes the title. Fantastic display from two fantastic players and two fantastic women. A 25-12 victory, and the Safety Bay Pro crowd go nuts for Irene Arndt. A fantastic performance. About 5 years ago that she was runner-up, and corrects that today with a wonderful display.
Well deserved.
Well played. Kerry Anderson, take a bow at the pointy end of every women's state event that we have, and the crowd very appreciative of Kerry's performance there and her efforts in making yet another state final. But the champion is Irene Arndt.
Yeah, and she deserved it too, because she played both in the morning and the afternoon game today. She's been very consistent, as we've said before. When she was under pressure, time and time again, she was coming up with that bowl, nailing the jack or very close to it to take the shot back, which in turn was creating that pressure back onto Kerry. And yeah, well-deserved winner.
She also defeated Christina Christic along the way, which is sort of a prerequisite to win this title.
Yep.
There's a few players that you have
sure.
to defeat, and Christina is certainly one of those. So a fantastic performance, and congratulations to Irene Arndt. We will be bringing you the presentations, but we also still have a match out here at 15 all. So we might see what we can do to get some coverage over here into our men's semi-final. Again, we're going to have this slightly more compromised angle, but once again, consider it bonus coverage, as this was not our feature match for this round, of course. Shane Knott looks to get round the front and just crashes into the front. So looks like he's holding one and a look anyway at the moment. Looking at Cody having a look at that. It sort of looks like two, but Cody's got one bowl left to play, so we'll have that clarity fairly soon. But plenty of people lining up to congratulate Irene Arndt at the moment. Fantastic display. So we will switch over here. You are now watching Cody Packer taking on Shane Knott. And this is for a remaining spot in the men's final. Blake Butler awaiting his second chance at a title, or his chance at a second title, I should say.
And
Cody not far away here. Cody not far away at all. Has it stopped in time? I don't know.
I'm not sure, Clive.
And it'll be one to Shane Knott. He leads at 16-15 as Irene makes her way down the green. Congratulations to Irene. And it's a 16-15 lead to Shane Knott over Cody Packer.
Blake Butler's been sitting off the green for a fair while now as well.
Peter and I talked about this, Troy. Now, it is warm, so like from an endurance perspective, it's probably nice to have a little bit of time off the green. But how much time do you want off the green?
Yeah, I think I'd prefer to be in the position of Shane and Cody, where you're not going to really lose too much in the feel of the green. Whereas sitting down, Blake's been off now for what, close to an hour?
No, it's probably not been an hour yet. But by the time this gets to the end of it, it's probably going to be close to an hour and a half. Yeah.
So a fair bit of time to be off the green. So we'll see, I suppose.
You do hear it at times when people say, gee, I finished really early and had to wait ages for the final. It's how you process that mindset and I guess don't see that as a negative.
Well, I suppose one thing in his favour, he's obviously won a final before, so he knows how to get the job
done. Pretty
done.
Unflappable sort of guy too.
He has, yeah, he's got that character, hasn't he? So I think you're right, I don't think he'd be too fussed, but...
All right, well, settle in for the second half of this one. Shane Knott leads at 16-15 at the moment. These two, the greatest of mates.
Well, they've got young kids around the same age.
They get together on holidays and enjoy each other's company. It's it's a good friendship, that's for sure. So yes, just if you're just joining us, Irene Arndt is our women's state singles champion as we await our men's finalists from this match. So if you tune in and think it's a little bit strange that we're side on, that's the reason why. Shane with a nice bowl here. This looks very useful. Beautifully played. There's a fierce determination for these two to win a state singles. I certainly know Cody's, it's one that he's been chasing, and you look at someone like Shane, who found his way out of the state side in the side that didn't actually go away because of COVID, worked his way back in and played a really solid series, one of the best series I've seen him play at the last side series. He'd love to add a state singles to his resume as well.
Absolutely. He's always around the place, isn't he, at the pointy end of these events, has been for a while
Yeah,
now.
Certainly state pairs with Anthony Williams. We know that the boys won that one. We won't get into who that was against.
Well, at least you got there, Clive. At least you're in the final.
Okay, so Shane Knott switching to the forehand here. His bowl is on its way. You'll see it come into screen very shortly. Yeah, does it do enough to get down and count? Doesn't look like it. Just going to push past. And Cody Packer has one left in the chamber now. Might just depend on how many seconds Cody's got as to whether he's interested in playing any weight. He doesn't have the back of the rink.
I'm pretty sure that back bowl of Shane's is the third shot.
Yeah.
So
we won't see weight then.
I suppose it is still turning on the backhand side. It is turning a lot. So there's nothing. Those short bowls there aren't going to get in his way at all if he decides to play that shot. Let's have a look.
I think he's considering weight.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It is weight, and you'll know if he's close. He's clipped off the front, so another one to Shane Knott. He leads at 17-15 now. Of course, Cody's been a bit of a stranger to WA over the last few months. He's had some opportunities with the Jackaroos. Was over in New Zealand playing in the Burnside pairs, where he played with Aaron Tees, and they picked up the I think it was the B grade. Yeah, the B grade medal.
Plus, he's been over in Queensland playing
for Algester.
Algester in the Premier League.
Yeah, and there's also been a recent announcement that he's going to be lining up for Cabramatta as well in New South Wales. So certainly been a busy boy, and I know it's a lot of time away from home and a lot of time travelling, and certainly takes a lot of commitment. He's someone that's put a lot of work in over the last few years.
Absolutely. And
he's now starting to see some of the rewards for that. And
it was also quite interesting, Clive, when we had of course, Gary Willis and the team come over to Perth for the emerging Jackaroos, and Cody got up and spoke in front of that group. We were both there. It was actually quite interesting to see the passion in his voice when he spoke.
Yeah.
It's you just get to realise actually what it actually means to these guys to reach the Jackaroo squad and potentially one day to break through to play for Australia. So,
well, the Jackaroos have also seen his leadership qualities. I mean, he's in the leadership group, having only really just made it into the squad. So into the top squad. So they've seen. That's voted on. I think those are voted by the team themselves.
Yep.
So it's seen that he's got those leadership qualities, which is fantastic. He's one of the good guys. He's one of the good people of our sport. So is Shane.
Yeah. Look, he deserves everything he gets. He's been working terribly hard, and you can't begrudge that when someone's prepared to, as you say, commit and put the amount of time that he has in. He deserves everything he gets.
So Shane now looking like he's just going to drop across the front. Just across the front of the jack and trickles across. So it's still one shot to... Sorry, that was Cody's bowl. Sorry, my apologies.
Yeah, one to Cody, I think.
No change is the call from Dave Killich von Horn. Has it got the journey? That's the question. Cody urging at home. I reckon that's done enough for a couple.
Yeah, I think so.
We will get a signal, will we? Dave just getting in there and having a look and signalling to Cody. One bowl left each to play. Shane leading by 2 shots at the moment. First to 25. For a spot in the men's singles final.
Shane playing with weight here.
He's already turned his back, so no contact. A chance for Cody now to potentially take the lead. Certainly with what he's got at the moment to draw level. I said right from the start of this game that I reckon a 25-23, 25-22 result was probably likely. And we're certainly headed that way.
Neither player's really gained the upper hand as such, have they?
It's one or two shots most of the game.
It'd be interesting to see how many shots have won.
Yeah, well, we haven't been tracking that one, obviously, but
a fair few, I'd say.
Yeah.
Looks to be on a pretty good path here.
Certainly is.
Maybe the weight's just a little bit over. Oh, he's set the back bowl to probably make 3.
He's landed. It has rocked his other one.
Has.
So we'll just have to wait and see whether it is actually 2 or 3. They're going to have a look. And it's going to be 3, I think. Yep.
It is. Well played.
So that is the lead now to Cody Packer. He leads at 18-17.
Yeah, that's just... The trend continues.
Well, the official bomb weather says 35.5, but it says south-southeasterly now, so maybe it's working its way around.
Swinging around. Quite heavy cloud cover now. It's very humid.
Well, there were potential thunderstorms forecast.
Yeah.
Still think we're a little way from that, but we are largely, the sky's largely covered in cloud.
Yep.
As Cody, just a bit quick with this first one, it will just stay up on the edge of the rink.
Well, the wind's dropped off pretty much to nothing now, hasn't it, at the moment, while that wind's changing. So it will be interesting to see, Clive, whether the actual wind has an effect in the final. Might stay like this.
Yeah, it's interesting. It could stay like this, or it could completely reverse conditions.
Good job by Cody there, finishing a bowl in front.
So don't forget, at the conclusion of this match, we will have the presentation of the women's event. Arndt to receive her trophy, and we will bring you coverage of that presentation. That'll be immediately at the conclusion of this match. And then I imagine we'll have about a half an hour break before the men's singles final commences. But we've still got a bit to play out here. Cody's bowl coming in to add another here. Looks like he's done the job pretty well. Just needs that to drop back. I'd still favour it for a couple, but if it had fallen over, it definitely would have been in.
Yeah, forces Shane to swap over to his forehand side. Looks like he's played this with fairly good weight. Have to be a chance, surely.
Oh, he's very close. Oh, just cuts it back to 1. Cody just making his way back down the green at the moment. There you go, there's the long shot for you. The only game, and it's right in the middle of the green. I think I heard Cody say run it.
Oh, yeah, it looks like it needs to run a bit.
Well, he's obviously got a nice feel because that only came up 2 feet short, and he knew a long way out that wasn't quite getting there.
Yep. Same bowl for Shane. He really only needs to add about a foot on his last, and he's got a chance.
Wow, Shane Knott grabs the jack, ties it away at 18 shots apiece. Fantastic shot from Shane.
Great shot. So what's coming up for you, Clive, on the broadcasting side of things?
Yeah, well, BPL is the next one on the cards for me. Troy, 20th of February. Perth Suns obviously in action there. Cody Packer will be one of those. Christina Christic and Blake Nairn. Yep, 20th of February. Of course, you'll be able to watch that on Bowls Australia's Facebook page and on Sky Sports and KO for the evening sessions. So 20th through to the 24th of February for that one.
Should be a good event.
Yeah, always. BPL's a special one. Always an amazing event. And Shane Knott looks to have started in fine style here. Beautifully played.
And of course, Clive, we want all of our clubs to sign up to host a BPL Cup event at their local club.
Absolutely.
That event certainly is also a very good one. And the end prize of the trip away, haven't had anyone complain about the trip, the ones that have been lucky enough to win it. Everyone says it's such a great trip, so put your club down, give Clive or I a call, or get on the Bowls Australia website and sign up.
At the very least, you have a wonderful day at your club, a day that everyone enjoys, and at the most, you might have your qualifier, whether they come directly from your club or we're just at your event, and they might make it all the way to the big stage, which give everyone a big thrill. Great shots there from Shane Knott. As Cody just took the opportunity to get across to the fan, and we've got a fan set up next alongside the rink with some cool spray coming off it.
And as you've seen too, Clive, just to finish off on the BPL Cup, you don't need to be a Premier League or First Division player to win the event and win the trip away, as you've seen.
Absolutely.
Anyone can win it, so sign up.
Cody with big weight here, and gets the jack into the ditch.
Good shot.
Sits about 5 feet from it, so there's still a bit of room there. But great shot.
Yep.
I was just having a look through the list of winners that Irene Arndt joins as now a state singles champion. Of course, Hayley Packer was our champion last year. Christina Christic, who's won 4 state singles titles. Lara Mertz, of course, now Lara Butler.
Yep.
And Helen Morse in there, of course. Nolene Abbey, Therese Hastings, superstar. Therese Hastings won 3 in a row, 2003, 4 and 5. Oh, really, 2004, 5 and 6, really, with the seasons the way they work. Lee Paletti. I know that Lee's here today.
Yeah, I saw Lee earlier.
Yep,
she's here.
So brilliant to see. Of course, Roma Dunn on that list. Nature Holland from Wanneroo. My Wanneroo days. Nature won back-to-back state singles titles in 1989 and 1990.
Play then.
Yeah, Nature was a superstar, absolute superstar. And I still remember her when I was a kid at Wanneroo.
Right.
Yeah, Nature. Lovely, lovely person.
So Cody's going to stay up, is he?
Well, he's just dropped in.
It
just got the staggers late. Yeah, it got the staggers late just when it needed to drop back in. Yeah, there's certainly been some stars. Norma Wainwright, Bernice Guile. Yeah, wonderful list of players. Kelly Ray, of course.
Oh, Kelly, yeah, doing great things with her coaching at the moment.
Certainly is. And is this one going to pull up for Shane? Looks like it's going to drop in as well. So nothing left in the tank for Shane. So it's going to be an opportunity now for Cody to take the lead. Yes, Kelly Ray was champion in 2006-07, defeating Liz Matthews in the final.
Oh, right, yep.
And Irene Arndt, who was runner-up to Christina Christic in 2017-18, takes the title.
What was the score in that game, Clive?
Takes the title. I don't know.
Don't know. Can't remember.
I was there.
You do have though. You've got a funny knack of retaining that sort of stuff in that brain of yours.
I was there, but yeah, has Cody got the journey this time? Just needs to beat that bowl of Shane Knott.
I think he has.
Yeah, he certainly has. Interesting watching that bowl come in with the two-tone. It almost looked like it was going end over end as it was rolling in, but I can assure you it was rolling on the correct part of the bowl. That is 2 shots. 20-18 now the lead to Cody Packer over Shane Knott. Yes, we've got a lot of streaming coming up though. Next weekend, Troy, the round robin up in Denison.
Yep.
So certainly take the opportunity to get onto Streamer and cast your eye across that. Fantastic to have our best country bowlers being showcased there at a wonderful event up there. And I tell you what, as for venues, Denison is a very, very nice part of the world. Beautiful spot.
Yep.
The marina there, the way they've done that up, it is just absolutely stunning.
And I dare say there'd be a little bit of seafood on the go up there at some stage.
You can get, just along the front there, there's this little deli at Denison. And it looks quite unassuming, but does the best fish and chips. Oh, fantastic fish and chips.
Of course, we'll have our illustrious leader and Phil Manning from Mora, who will be hosting the
bring you all the
live
coverage.
Stream, so look out for that.
Our illustrious leader, of course, being Doug Kelly.
Doug Kelly,
great
of course.
Man. Great man.
Great guy. Doing a great job as the president of Bowls WA.
He's here today to do the presentations as well.
And Phil Manning, who's recently come on as a director of Bowls WA. He's also a very good man.
He's a very good bowler in his time. A very good player in his
Thursday.
time too. Yes. Yeah, Denison Donga is one of those places, if you're driving up to Geraldton, you could easily sort of slip past without going in for a look. If you haven't been in there for a look in recent times, it's worth the few minutes it takes just to jump in off the coast and go and jump in off the road, off the main road, and have a look along the coast. They're absolutely beautiful. Some stunning spots
it's
in
a good
WA.
spot up there. Shane's holding 2 here at the moment, but there's still plenty of room there for Cody.
Looks like he's just tracking a bit too quick. So an opportunity for Shane not to close this gap again.
The way this game's gone, it's sort of to be expected, really. It's, neither player's been able to get away.
Nice new synthetic greens up there at Denison as well, so they'll be celebrating those, no doubt. Now, Shane just needs this to pull up a little bit as well. Well, I'm unsure whether that will count. It may have just trickled too far to beat the front.
Hard to tell from here. Okay, big bowl here for Cody.
Huge. Has he dropped some weight? It's still travelling.
I think he's travelling, Clive.
All right. Well, Shane Knott with the opportunity now. He can take the lead.
He could be drawing for 4 here, Clive.
Yeah, he could. We haven't seen a signal from our marker.
Yeah, the way Cody's reacting there, I think it could well be 3 already. We'll have to see.
Shane sticking with the backhand side. Just looking to work his way around the front. Weight looks okay.
Yeah, weight's good. It just
needs it to drop down.
Yep. He done.
Oh, has he?
Falls in.
It's fallen in. There's 1 and 2. Well, if they were looking at the fourth one being close, that last bowl's got to be in. If they were looking at it being close for the one that's the third bowl that Shane played,
yeah,
it almost looks like certainly that.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from here.
That is in.
That's in.
It's this one that's close. I think this one might be just out.
Oh no. What was it? 3.
Well, Cody kicked it. 3.
3 shots.
Yeah.
So
that was the theory, that one looked closer than the other ones. Therefore, if it was close with the other one, the third one was in, and that's exactly the situation. So 21-20 now. Shane not within reach of the final in one end. I don't expect him to get there in one end, because you've got to play a good end to get 4 off Cody, although it nearly happened there, didn't it?
Yeah.
Full length end here. Jack rolled almost to the tee, if not right on it. This is where it's just about players holding their nerve. 21-20 with the chance to advance into a state singles final. It's keeping the mind clear and just not letting the outcome get in the way of the process.
Yep. Good shot here from Cody.
You got the journey?
No, he's pulling up. About a metre.
Of course, we know our singles final will be played on the rink alongside this rink. Rink 2 will be our final because Blake has already played on rink 1. That doesn't look there. Cody's already walking back.
No, that's definitely short. Bit of a loose end all round here so far. This one's certainly on a better track, it looks like, from Shane, and
yeah, it looks handy.
The weight looks better too.
Has he beaten Cody's bowl? He certainly has.
Number 1.
There's still a little bit of room there. There'll still be probably 2.5 feet there to draw the shot. Very flat angle that we've got on that, so the bowls look closer than what they are.
He's definitely got better weight here.
Well, he's right in the area. This is a great shot. Brilliant bowl from Cody.
That's what he needed.
He's nudged the jack. I don't know how clear a look Shane has to attack. It'd certainly be the desired shot is to attack, but you just have to have a look at what happens if he gets any of his own bowls.
Not sure whether you can see from your angle there, Clive. Is Cody's bowl pretty much sitting jack high? Is it to that, or just in front? I can't quite tell.
I think it's just in front. I think it's about a 45-degree angle through the centre of both.
He'll certainly be reaching a little bit through that, I would have thought.
It's all to do with the angles that he's got available with Cody's bowls in the way at the front. So he is playing some weight.
Probably playing with ditch weight.
Close. He's got the jack.
Good shot, Shane.
That's a very good bowl. So 2 shots to Shane Knott. Cody with a metre and a half to draw the shot.
Yeah, about 4 feet to draw the shot there, leaving himself obviously with a...
Of course, you cut out a metre and a half because you can't afford to go past.
No.
Jack Eye's not much good when the jack's in the ditch. So it's on its way. Cody Packer's final bowl of this end. He trails 21-20. He's 2 shots down. He's urging this to keep running. He's urging it to reach. And the fist pump tells us that he's done enough. 21 all. 4 shots required. Both players can do it in one end. 4 shots required for a berth in the state singles final against Blake Butler, who now has been off for a considerable amount of time. Got to be on the hour, maybe just a bit more now.
Absolutely.
I think Cody said, I don't know what length to play.
He was asking Dave, the marker. Yeah. What do you reckon, mate? Unless he was talking to Kef behind the green there.
Okay. It's a race to 4. Be interesting as this match gets closer down the stretch and to see whether do we have a Blake Butler moment where a player's going for Jack in the ditch?
Could be.
Well, we forecast close. That's what we've got. Is this one going to stop? Don't think so. I think it's going to be very similar to Cody's first. Todd Weir sitting at the back of the rink cheering on Cody. As Todd's run ended at the hands of Blake Butler earlier on.
Yeah, he's found the weight this time, Clive.
Great
Good
shot.
ball here.
Todd can certainly be proud of his efforts. First time that he's been to the semi-final of a state event. And once you've got there once, it just makes it that little bit easier to get there again.
Yeah, it gives him a bit of self-belief, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, he certainly played well. I'm still looking for that self-belief, Clive.
Oh, you've been there. You've been there in a couple of state events. Haven't quite cracked one yet, but
no.
looking for third time lucky in the state fours next year, are you?
We won't talk about that, Clive, right now. That's another good bowl by Cody. Just
do we
see? Behind
do you think we see weight from Shane Knott now? I think we do.
Yeah, you're right.
He's watching it intently. He's got the jack and has killed the end. So we will restart that end. Interesting to see what we do. Are we heading back? We are.
Good shot there by Shane.
Yeah, great shot. He's been very accurate with those runners.
He has.
The spirit between those two is good to watch. They're having a good little laugh about that. And
we talk about Cody, but you know, Shane's been the same, hasn't he? I mean, he's just sort of seemed to continue to get better and better, you know, particularly with that sort of shot. You know,
Yeah, well, of course, I mean, both of these two have represented the Perth Suns as well.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a player just with a very solid game, Shane. He's got all the shots, as we're seeing on show right now. He's a guy that's actually, he's fun to play with as well. I mean, both of these two are, but, you know, I enjoy games when I'm on the same rink as Noddy. He's just a good teammate as well, a really, really solid teammate. As I say, and I don't say that about Noddy and not mean it about Cody as well, because they both are.
Yeah, he's good to play against. There's not much that sort of gets on his nerves,
No.
is there? He's sort of pretty level with his side, and they seem to have fun playing with each other. So, yeah, you know, he's certainly a great, good skipper for Manning. Has been for a number of years.
This looks well weighted.
Yep.
This is a very good shot.
So to get
Shane
down a
Knott, beautifully played. Beautifully played. Tommy Mitchell sitting on the sidelines cheering on his teammate. Tom, of course, a champion of this event himself. Tom might have put on one of the best displays we've ever seen in a state singles final at Manning against our wonderful little mate Daniel Patterson.
Of course, yeah.
Of course, we remember Dano as Cody plays a cracker himself there.
Great ball. Yeah, Dano was a champ, that's for sure.
I think Tom won that final 25-2, and you had to feel for Dano because no one was beating Tom Mitchell that day. He was drawing bowls inside the jack. It was unbelievable. I don't think I've seen a performance like it. And I've seen a lot of bowls. I don't think I've seen a game like Tom played that day. It was unbelievable. That was 2015, that title for Tom Mitchell.
Right, quite a while ago.
Since then, we've seen John Slavich win the title twice.
Shot here by Cody.
What a shot.
Made 2 out of that.
Sits for 2. And since then, we've seen John Slavich win 2 state singles titles. We've seen Blake Nairn win 2 state singles titles. And Blake Butler's going to try and win 2 state singles titles in that time as well. He's just waiting for his opportunity.
Yeah, well, he'll be in good company if he does.
Right. Just showing you his weight. You just try and nestle in, similar to what Cody did. The nestle is the option, I think.
Yep.
Don't know. This is getting down.
No.
Cody's already walking up. Now does Shane stay on at the back? He does.
That will probably determine the shot he plays with his last, Kyle, I'd say, where that ball's finished.
Well, huge. 2 shots at the moment. 21 all. Blake Butler sitting alongside the rink, up the far end there.
Shoes off, thongs on.
Yes.
Tell you what, he's close again,
Oh,
Clive.
he's very close. I tell you what.
That's finished in quite Oh.
It is a super place to have landed a bowl. I think I saw Cody nod. I think he thinks that's in for 3. Now, if it's 3, Shane can attack and not really have any danger of, you would think, of dropping the 4 with Cody's other bowl right at the back of the rink.
Yeah, look, I think at this stage, even
if
he was to attack and get the edge of Cody's
maybe get a couple.
Yeah, at least clear a couple out. Even if he goes 1 down, it's better than the 3 if that's the case. So we'd definitely be attacking.
So Shane makes his way back. And we think we're going to see some weight.
Oh, he's...
It's more just landing type weight that he's thinking.
Surprised about that, really.
Is it getting down? I think it's just wide of the target. Just wide of the target. Wow. Just caught the edge of the Cody Packer shot bowl. So 2 removed. What about the 3rd? Wow. Half a bowl.
A little bit surprised about that, Clive.
He wasn't far away though, was he?
He wasn't, but he had been playing his runners quite well. A fair bit of accuracy. If indeed it is 3.
It looks like it's only 2, I think. It's 2, and it was about half a bowl. That's Cody signalling over to us that it was close. 23-21 it is to Cody Packer.
Certainly makes things interesting now.
Women's presentations coming up at the conclusion of this match. Irene Arndt waiting patiently to be crowned champion. I'm sure if you said to her you're going to have to wait another 4 hours, she'd do it.
Bit of time for the engraver.
Yeah. Great starter here from Cody.
Oh, brilliant.
Absolutely nails it. There's just been nothing in this match. I'd like to look at the card because I'm not sure there's been a bigger gap than 2 shots.
Other than at the start of the game maybe, but certainly in since they got to about 8 or 9, so for sure.
Shane's first bowl not far away there either. That's about, looks like it's about a foot or so short of the jack. Can Cody match up his first one? Just needs it to run. Not going to. Well, landing sort of weight, and that is not what Shane Knott was looking for. It's now 2 to Cody Packer, and I think Shane's going to be compelled to wait with his final 2 bowls. Cody right in the zone again. Just looking to pass. That's a very handy bowl. Shane Knott will be playing big weight here. Exactly what he's playing. He's watching it. He's come up off it. Well, he's got bowl to jack. Now, that wasn't a toucher. The other bowl is the toucher. So that could have been worse.
Could have been, exactly.
He's still 2 down. Yeah, it'd still be 2.
Still 2, but there's
room.
Good 5 feet there to draw. 4 or 5 feet.
To save the game at the very least.
Yeah, it'd be interesting here, Clive, if Cody can manage to draw one fairly close.
Cody can afford to try and get as close as he possibly can here.
Yeah.
Already holding 2.
Just needs to pull
Looks
up.
pretty good.
Yeah, just needs to pull up.
I think it will pull up. That is a super shot.
Oh, that's a brilliant shot, Cody.
Wow. It is a fantastic bowl. So that will put shot bowl out of Shane's mind. He's not drawing for shot here. He's drawing for second shot. And he's got about, it's about 2 metres. Maybe just under that. Maybe 5 feet, as you say.
Yeah.
To stay in the race. Has he pushed it? Has he pushed it enough? He needs it to run.
Keep running.
Needs it to run.
I think it's going to go under. The game over.
And it's just pushed under. So that is going to be 2 shots to Cody Packer. And it will be Osborne Park's Cody Packer to take on Manning's Blake Butler in the final of the men's singles for 2023. Brought to you by Bowls WA and Dynamic Sublimation. We are going to head straight into the women's presentations very, very shortly, but we'd expect the singles final to start in around about half an hour from now, so around about 20 to 4. We would expect to see a start as Cody gets congratulations from Jasper, his young bloke. Very, very happy little boy, no doubt, to see Daddy go one more step towards a state title. So far, we've seen Irene Arndt victorious in our women's singles, and now we have the men's singles final to come. Cody Packer and Blake Butler to do battle in that one as we prepare for our presentations for the women's singles. It's been a massive day so far, Troy, and we've got a wonderful singles final to look forward to.
It has, Clive. If the final is as good as that finish to the semi-final we saw there, we're going to have a very good time watching this one.
Certainly are. So we are just finalising preparations here. We are just finalising preparations just while they get all the technology working. So yeah, look, as I say, we got Blake Butler looking for his second state singles title, and Cody Packer looking for his first. All right.
The president of Bowls WA, Mr.
Thanks, Pete, and welcome and thank you to everyone who's attended during the day. And just firstly, I'd just like to thank everyone who has participated in both the ladies and the gents singles over for this year, for this event. You can't sugarcoat it. Last weekend it was just bloody hot, and it was real tough conditions, but I take my hat off to the way everyone handled the situation. As a bowling family, a bowling community, everyone accepted the challenge, did what they had to do, took it on, and it's enabled us to roll through with the event and get it through to where we've now completed the ladies and on the cusp of starting the men's singles final. Host clubs, these events just don't happen, so the host clubs that we had the last weekend, thanks very much. We just rock up, you know, as players, you rock up and you expect, whereas the clubs do, and they provide, do everything, whether it's the greens or the drinks or whatever. It's all done and laid on for us, so we really do appreciate all those clubs, and I won't go through them individually, although I did try and visit as many as I could last weekend. And then, of course, Sunday we had the two knockout venues here and at Aussie Park. Thank you very much. And today, as per usual, Bassendean turning on a great surface for this game to be played on. We thank him very much. Matt Whiteley and all his band of helpers. I know Matt will be the first to say, you know, he's only the guy that was standing at the front today. Well done, Matt. It's a huge effort. And so thanks very much. And just before I hand over to Lisa, and we talk about last weekend, the challenge that we had. One of the things that really makes me proud to do this job and be involved with the bowling community, I was at Coburn and we had one of the guys who was marking the last game to finish some sectional play, and he was really struggling with the heat. And I saw Hayley Packer just go across and pick the card up and finish it off. So those acts of kindness, it really reflects what a great group of people who've got involved in this bowls community. So thank you not just to Hayley, but to everyone who did that little bit and made it all happen and get us this far to where we are today. But so with that, we've got the wondrous Lisa Featherby back from world tour duties and adapting from minus whatever to what it is today. So yeah, thanks very much. So Lisa, if you want to take over from here.
That wasn't part of the plan. Can't hear me? Yell? Can I yell? Just yell? Okay. I'd like to just emphasise again what Doug said. Thank you very much to everyone involved. Thanks to Bowls WA, Pete for your organisation, and all the commentary team and the live streamers. It's great to see it on TV. So, firstly, I'd like to ask the semi-finalists to come forward, and congratulations on two great games to Deb Saunders, firstly, of Osmond Park, and Chris H. Watson of Mozzie Park. Well done. Well played. Thank you. Well done. We are also remiss if we don't thank our sponsors, great sponsors to our association and to the state singles, Dynamic Sublimation, our shirt wearers, our shirt manufacturers do a great job for Bowls WA and are proud sponsors of this event. And to Kerry, the runner-up, great game or great event. They were telling me that their combined ages in the final was the highest it had been for a while, so forever. Okay, so I'll take your word for it. Thanks, Kerry, well done. If you can get it to work.
Thanks very much to the sponsors, Bassendean and all the officials, thank you very much. Congratulations to Chris and Deb, great game this morning, Deb, and congratulations to Irene, great competitor and well done.
And finally to our winner, Irene, you played exceptional bowls all day today. We're very happy to see you win, and you had a great support crew, so well done Safety Bay on backing your winner. And here's the money, and I'm sure you want to say a few words, and good luck to the men in the finals.
Thanks very much. Everyone that I've played this weekend had some terrific games, and last weekend as well. Thank you, Kerry. That was a great game. I know you're a little bit disappointed, but you know, things are breaks. But thanks, Bassendean. The greens are superb, and to all the helpers and to my supporters today. Everyone for coming, and thank you very much to the sponsors and just to everyone. I'm on cloud nine.
Hey, on the bus.
So that just winds up that part of the proceedings. So the men, of course, will be after a break. They'll be back on, and they'll be continue to be live streamed. But just well done to Safety Bay, the way they rallied around their finalists, and great to see a great club supporting one of their players. Thanks, guys.